Good morning, everybody, and welcome for today's Sunday talk. When you think you're very tired of doing the same thing or doing whatever you're doing, that means you're not interested. You're losing your interest and definitely you're losing your enthusiasm. So when you lose your enthusiasm and then tiredness will come. Unfortunately, losing interest, bringing tiredness, also links up with all kinds of funny problems in life. Sometimes problems such as losing interest in life. What we normally call depressions, and all of those are lack of interest. What is it triggers is the lack of interest. Lack of interest will make you feel don't want it. You know, there was a expression sometimes used by Tibetan Buddhist teachers. I call it totally dead, tired, drunky, with the heavy load driven up hills. Can you imagine the image? Dead, tired donkey with a huge load driving to the hill, uphill. So it's so difficult. A donkey collapses. And all sort of tiredness will bring yourself in that situation. And even then, that's not bad. It takes you beyond. You have lost interest for everything. You're not interested on anything. And you just like to withdraw and do nothing, see no one, close to your windows and sitting in the dark rooms. And I have an old friend of mine, when I was young, a very famous, not famous as he himself is that much, but his incarnation lineage was being a regent of Tibet for a number of times, and one of these four cornerstones of Lhasa. And that Rinpoche somehow had his difficulties in his mid-age, and he got so depressed. That's the expression. But the Tibetans do not know how to use that vocabulary. They don't use, and they don't. I don't know whether they call it is air imbalance. Air, that's AIR, air imbalance. So even you lose a temper and all they are called air imbalance. So it's a sort of a common language. But I knew him, and so he sits in the dark room, and the windows. He had a beautiful house, one of the most beautiful houses in Lhasa, in a park, and in a huge monastery, and inside his private house, monastery residence, and all of those are beautiful. It is completely glass window. It's almost like a glass house in the middle of a beautiful garden. Hey, what he does, close all the curtains, completely close all the curtains, no light, sit in the dark. And finally, that Rinpoche left from Tibet, went to India, not as a refuge, in the early 50s for a visit to India, and he passed away in Calcutta. So that's the laziness brings that. Laziness brings that. That's what the laziness does. And and that is also begin with a little tiring. And that little tiring, and when you're having that little tiredness, you think you're tired. And maybe there's two things, the physical tiredness and the mental tiredness. Physical tiredness is definitely you have to relax, do whatever you do, and give yourself all this. And I might well have mentioned this. There's sometimes when you have this the imbalance of air, we call that, right? But anyway, depression and all this. So when it is based on the chemical imbalance, and then making the chemical balance is balancing it right is very helpful, even though it may be some medicine thing. However, they've been sometimes very helpful. But also you have to be aware of the addictions that it brings, as you all know. So you have to be such a level where you have the benefit of the chemical, yet you yourself is not submitting to the addiction. Because as you know, the physical addiction is equally extremely difficult. I do remember one time, while years ago, late Allen Ginsberg told me, my good old friend William Rose going to call you. Could you give him some advice? And so, okay, so William Rose called me. And his question is, my addiction to the chemical, will that block me or disturb me when I was going, when I'm living, when I'm dying, in other words, when I'm dying? So he said, drugs, my addiction to drugs. So I thought about it and I immediately said, the drugs are physical. Physical addiction will help or destroy your physical. And by the time when you go, you're not taking your body. You're leaving your body, so you leave that addiction too. However, your mental addiction, such as anger, and that will block you, that will disturb you, and that will even catch you in your future lives. That was my understanding, and that was I expressed to William Brown. So later, Allen Ginsberg told me, you hit a hammer on the head or something, or whatever that expression was or is. I thought of he saying you said the right thing or whatever it is. But it is the right thing. The mind addiction is more difficulty, much more difficulty than that of physical addiction. Physical addictions are also very difficult. When you have these AA steps going through, it helps. It does a lot of good things. And but it's a difficulty, but it manages. But the 12th step help a little bit for the mental addiction, not that much. Mental addiction, again, you have to do it. You have to make your own 12th step to deal with your own mind and mental addiction. And that is the part of laziness, of tiring. And then my master said the third one. And then the third one is looking down on yourself. Oh, such a humble person like me, how can I do such a thing? Like this body mind is based on the greater compassion. The greater compassion is supposed to be focused to all living beings. Person like me, I don't even know who is the all living beings. How can I develop compassion to all living beings? I'm not even capable. I cannot do it. I don't even know who they are, what they are. Sort of thing and looking down on you. And many of us have the humility within us. And that sometimes bring that again. The humility is a great thing to have. However, when it's gone too far, sometimes it will look down on ourselves. Even believing that and there is particularly Asian culture contributes tremendously on that. It is almost common. I received the letters from the Asian friends. Yours most humble something, at the end of all lines or something. All that funny little endings of the letter. And all of those sort of, in a one way, great humility. And however, and on the other hand, it is also very much looking on your own capacity. Yes, of course, you don't want it to have superiority complex, pride. Or no, you should have inferiority thing. And this is almost like part of inferiority. I'm not capable. I'm not good enough. I'm not well educated. I can't think. But you can. You can think. You can manage. You can do all that. So don't look down. So that is the second enthusiasm. And the third, I'm sorry, that's the third enthusiasm. And then if you go into Dharma, you say, well, look, I have to go and listen the teaching directly from Buddhas. There is a 35 or 1,000 Buddhas. How can I go and listen to 1,000 different people, Buddha? I'm not capable. One Buddha is enough for me. And all that sort of thing. One Buddha is enough for you. It's true. One Buddha is enough for you. But more Buddha for you will be much more helpful too. So all this type of thing. So you said you are capable. And even you feel you're not capable, just do it. And then you get through. When I was urged to teach by one of my great late master, Gelek Rimpoche, and I kept on telling him, he told me to go and teach in Tushita, that is the Epim center, uh, three principal path followed by Mindaka initiate. And I keep on saying, please, I can't do it. I'm not capable. I can't do it. And I forgot everything. And I have no experience. I have nothing. So his answer for me is the old Tibetan saying, "Chuchaga gedan, hachaga koyo," means if you walk in the river halfway through your body, you will understand halfway through. And you will go through all the way, you will understand all the way. So even you think you are not capable, but think of that. You can go halfway through and you will understand halfway through. You go fully, you will understand fully. So that is enthusiasm. And that enthusiasm is really why it is why they call it this nature of the practice. Whatever you practice, you do meditate or circumambulance or accumulation of merit or purification or anything you do, sort of engage totally with these enthusiasm. So there will be no such obstacle called tiredness. I'm incapable, and I'm not good enough. All of them will be blocked. And what you have to pay attention is don't have attraction for uncalled activities. With that, we all can move forward. And thank you.